my clothes now fit me once again. I have clothes shopping there
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
I
yeah.
feel better than I felt in I don't know how long.
And before we move on with the rest of this video, if you're someone that wants help, maybe you feel like you're stuck in a weight loss plateau as a type 1, you don't know what you need to do to start to lose weight, or maybe you're stuck having fluctuating blood sugar levels when you're working out, when you're not working out, and you just want more control overall, whatever it is, I'm going to drop a link down below where you guys can click that and book a time for us to talk to see if we can help you to kind of get over some of those hurdles and move yourself in the right direction.
Put on
Yeah.
like crap. I think it was like 70 pounds. So I got
Yeah.
up to like 20.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I don't really want to go clothes shopping again. So got a few layers here. So I tried a bunch of apps because I didn't know what the hell I was doing. And the apps, I'm just like, okay, this isn't really doing much. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing. Like 3 months in, I'm like, okay, I'm not losing any weight. This app really isn't telling me much. I think I need some guidance. And I found you. Honestly, I was just doom scrolling on Instagram one day. And you popped up. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. The fitness coach is also diabetic. Cool. So I looked on your page a bit, and then I'm like, why not? So shot you a DM, and the rest is kind of history.
For sure, absolutely, man. I think that's one of the things that a lot of type 1s go through is just kind of trying to find systems or scenarios that work for them to help them to either lose weight or burn fat, because some of the traditional stuff doesn't tend to work out as well. And for you as well, like, what was the outcome specifically that you were looking for before you jumped in here?
Yeah, so my two main goals were to build muscle and maintain the muscle I currently had while losing my layers. When I was diagnosed, I had lost a ton of weight. So I think it did something to me mentally. I'm not gonna lie, because ever since then, like, I have this rational but also irrational fear of looking like that again. So what really did it though, I'm like, yeah, I took it a little too far. Like, I'm like fat now, and this is unsafe. So that's kind of what made my goal to lose weight but maintain, I guess, the size I put on.
Right.
That's more of a mental thing now. I'm almost a year into this. Like, now, once you do this and you start building those right patterns and you start seeing your body change for the good, like, you, I guess, mentally retrain. Well, I mentally retrain myself. Like, okay, lean is not scary. Lean is not scary.
Yeah.
So yeah, and like I said, I'm a year in. I'm almost at my goals. And yeah, I've learned so much this whole time that I didn't know going into it, that if I would have known prior to, like, it would have made a world of difference. Like just learning how, even being a type 1, how muscle building even works so much differently from someone who's not diabetic, from someone who isn't dependent on external sources of insulin.
Right.
And just that, I feel that's probably my biggest takeaway from this whole thing, just the knowledge of the anatomy of a type 1 diabetic and how it differs from that of someone who doesn't have a dead pancreas.
Right.
And it's really interesting to learn all of that, honestly. Like I said, that's my biggest takeaway, just like the knowledge that goes into it, because it really is almost like it's beyond a science. It's almost like an art that you have to really perfect for each individual person, because like what works for me isn't going to work for a female in the UK or something like that. So just how you have to tailor it to each individual person. Yeah, it's like an art, and that's been the most fascinating thing so far. Hope that answered your question.
Oh yeah, you crushed it, man. You don't deep for me, man. I love it. And again, you've been putting the work in, you've been consistent with what you've done over this time as well. And in terms of where you're at, since you took this jump, like, what do you feel like that's done? Like, where are the results now compared to where you started with the diabetes, the fitness? How are things going since taking the jump here?
Where do I start? Results, I mean, in which aspect, man? Like, there's results, right? Just like, as far as just like, I guess, overall health, I feel better than I felt in I don't know how long. My clothes now fit me once again. I have clothes shopping there again. But even down to like my carb ratio checks and my basal checks, like just having more consistent and even blood sugars throughout a daily basis. I know I can sometimes, run off on my anxiety tangents of like, dude, I'm like 180. I don't know what to do. Help me.
And we've all been there.
Yeah, right. But no, like, there's good results across the board. It's hard to narrow down like which one, if I understood your question or heard your question right, like which one I'm most proud of. So I'm just kind of going through the ones that I'm just like, whoa.
Yeah. Well, I would say in general, like what are all the results that you feel like have benefited you, from that?
Weight loss.
Yeah.
The building of muscle and the maintaining of said muscle, even blood sugar control, and even how to diagnose what's causing problems with my blood sugar if it's random. Like, I know, okay, it's not the site, it's not the infusion. Knowing how the body changes from time to time, I know what I can do to really diagnose the issue. Okay, is this my carb ratio? So if we're gonna test my carb ratio, I'm gonna do this, and this for a day, and if things are even after like 4 or 5 hours, okay, it's probably not my carb ratio. Just things like that. So I guess the biggest result I have is just the amount of the wealth of knowledge that I've gained in the last year. Like doing this with you, dude, over the last year, like I've learned more from you than I've learned from any endocrinologist I've ever had.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like I almost don't want to go back to an endocrinologist. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, I mean, and it's not over yet. I still have some other goals I want to achieve, but as far as where I'm at in the road, man, like it's been killer so far. Nothing but good. Nothing but good.
Appreciate you, man. Awesome. And in terms of before you started, sometimes some people can have like reservations about getting help and things like that. Is there anything that almost prevented you from investing in the system and the things we're doing here?
Yes, to a degree. And I'm just gonna speak for me personally.
For sure.
I've always had a problem with like reaching out for help. I'm the type of person who's like, no, I'm gonna take care of this myself because that's how I was raised. Like I just take care of things on my own. And I only ask for help if I like am truly in a situation where I'm like, this is not gonna work, or this is gonna derail terribly if I don't get some kind of input. I think I just lost you. You good?
Yeah.
Good?
Yeah. Can you hear me? Yeah, you're good.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Okay.
Sorry. So I guess the reservations I had were, based on ego.
Right.
For lack of better words, I wouldn't say ego isn't like, oh no, I got this. It's like, no, I'm gonna try and see this through to the end. And if I still can't do it, I'm gonna reach out for help. So the biggest takeaway from that is like I guess if you really don't know what you're doing, especially with your body, like you could potentially play a dangerous game, man. Like if you need help from a professional, whether it's for physical health or mental health, man, like just do it. Like listen to your body. Your body will tell you what it needs, and if it tells you it needs help, just do it. It's worth it in the long run.
Absolutely. No, you bring up some good points there, Pete. Even me, growing up, I remember going through and looking at YouTube videos to try to figure out what my body needed and different details like that. And I remember I had a coach or someone that I invested in for 3 months, and I learned more in that time frame than I did in the last like 5-6 years. So for me, I'm always about if you are struggling, there is something where someone can help, then it's always good to kind of slot in and do what you can, right?
100%.
Yeah. And in terms of where you are now as well, how do you feel like you are now with the investment that you made in the system that we're doing here?
How do I feel now as far as like how I feel, how I am?
Yeah.
Or I just want
How do you feel in general with the investment that you made here?
I feel great. If we're talking from, I guess, an ROI perspective, for lack of better words, like this is worth its weight in gold. And I know people get concerned about the financial portion. I've paid less for what I would with an in-person trainer at my local gym, and that is just like the fact that I was able to invest what I did and gain the wealth of knowledge. Like I would have paid like 3 times the amount. Like it's worth its weight in gold. Just because like it's not something that this experience isn't something you, I guess, go through once. Like you're providing tools that diabetics can use and implement throughout the rest of their life.
Right.
Like it's not just like, I'll help you get in shape now and cool, thanks for the money, bye. Like no, like you teach such valuable information that honestly I wish more medical professionals would be inclined to hone in on, because these are tools that literally can help people throughout the rest of their lives. Where maybe they don't have to depend on their doctor as much, and instills confidence in themselves and managing their own disease, and not have to feel so dependent on someone else to manage the disease for them. I don't know if that makes sense, but honestly, that's kind of my biggest gain in this whole experience. And I'll keep saying that, man. The knowledge and that it's and mindset too. Like it's just rock solid. It's right there.
Oh, I love that, man. I appreciate you, man. And obviously, you know, you're the one that walked through the door. You're the one that put the work in. You implemented the things that I gave you. You trusted me in that process. So I appreciate you for that as well. And another thing, I know when you said you jumped up to about 220, now we just hit 199.8. So I think we just moved through that 200-pound barrier that we wanted to get through there. And for you, it was really about putting on muscle, not necessarily weight loss, but we got ourselves to a point where like, okay, we put on some muscle here. Let's start shredding out as much as we can, get ourselves down. And for everything that you've done here from the diabetes side, and obviously more that we're going to do here, still some goals for us to hit. But for everything that you've done here, what would you tell somebody who might be thinking about making this investment for themselves?
Stop thinking about it and just do it. No, like if we're being totally blunt, like if someone were to ask me, man, I'm thinking about this, I'm on the fence, I would say just shut up. Just do it.
Yeah.
Of confidence and skill sets and mindset training, honestly, that this imposes is just, again, worth its weight in gold. I know I said that before. I don't want to sound like a dead horse, but like yeah, I don't know what more to say. Like, just stop thinking about it and do it.
I appreciate you, Pete. I appreciate you, man. That's what it's really about, is just providing that value for us, because a lot of times it does slip through the cracks and we don't really get to see how we're different as type 1. So we always try to make sure we're putting that in so you can get yourself where you are now. And
right.
I appreciate you again jumping on here with me today here, Pete. Is there anything else that you want to add on top of whatever we've talked about here today?
Not anything that I haven't already said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just, I don't know who is going to see this, but if anyone is thinking about doing this, please just do it. Just trust. I'm telling you, trust the stranger. And just do it. It's worth gold, and you'll gain a skill set and a tool set that you can implement for the rest of your life. And you get one hell of a friend too. So.
Man, appreciate you, man. That means a lot, bro. That means a lot. And when I started this crazy thing, is I was looking for a diet buddy, and now I'm meeting diet buddies all over the place. And Pete, you've been phenomenal, man. Us connecting over the year in terms of what we're doing here, and I'm just excited to see, you know, what else we're gonna do here, because you've done a great job, man. Keep it up.
Same here, broski.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Yeah, Pete.
There you are.
I hope what you guys saw here was valuable. I hope it was inspiring. And if you're someone that maybe you want the most value that I can bring for you, I promise you it's not going to be in a video. It's going to be by us working together and showing you how you can execute this for yourself. So if you're someone that wants more guidance on executing this so you can get past a weight loss plateau, start dropping weight, start putting on muscle, start getting better control over the blood sugars, again, I'm going to drop a link down below where you can find a time for us to talk so we can see what we can do to help you take things to the next level there. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.